From News Channel 15, you're watching News Channel 15 Tonight with Kyle Peach. This is News Channel 15 Tonight.
Hi, good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Kyle Peach. Here's a look at what's going on. 58-year-old Terry Hull, the former pastor of Turning Point Church of God in McLeansboro, reported on Tuesday to Marion Federal Penitentiary to begin serving a sentence of up to 21 months for COVID-19 loan fraud. WFIW says Hull was convicted of fraudulently obtaining over $199,000 in COVID-19 economic injury disaster loan funds by submitting false documents and intimidating church members. He forged paperwork and misled both the federal government and his own congregation, transferring loan funds into his personal bank account. Funds were used for personal expenses, including his mortgage, travel, and building projects. Hull was also ordered to repay $210,000 to the U.S. Small Business Administration. Hull's actions led to a significant rift within the church, with about half the congregation reportedly leaving after the scandal came to light. When investigated, Hull tried to downplay his actions, claiming the loans were for personal use as a 1099 contractor. The Department of Justice reports that over 3,000 people nationwide have been charged with COVID-19 relief fraud, with typical sentences ranging from 1 to 5 years. Meanwhile, in Wayne County Circuit Court this week, WFIW says 49-year-old Brian S. Medler of Fairfield admitted to violating terms of a previous 2-year probation sentence stemming from a burglary case dating back to April of 2021. Judge Denton Odd sentenced Medler to 3 years in state prison. He was given 56 days credit for time served in the Wayne County Jail. Under the sentencing agreement, 6 other cases were dismissed. Meanwhile, in a separate matter, 33-year-old Kane Nino of Albion pleaded guilty to aggravated identity theft and was sentenced to 24 months probation and ordered to pay $475 in restitution to the victim in that case. Turning our attention now to area arrests tonight out of White County. Back on Tuesday, WRUL reports that a White County deputy stopped a vehicle driven by Danny Stevens of Crossville on Centerville Blacktop. Stevens was wanted on a warrant for burglary, was arrested, and was taken to the White County Jail. Meanwhile, a disturbance in Bridgeport led to the arrest of 23-year-old Joseph Cambron of Bridgeport. He was taken into custody, preliminarily charged with domestic battery and resisting arrest. He was taken to the Lawrence County Jail. Wabash County commissioners met on Monday, and opening the meeting, they recognized the efforts of local road crews and first responders during last week's winter storm. WSJD reports that commissioners thanked highway workers, police, fire departments, WEMA, and emergency responders for working together to keep residents safe. Officials noted Mount Carmel Fire Department averaged about 4 first responder calls per day during the worst of conditions. Highway engineer Dustin Bunting reported that crews were busy with snow removal and appreciated the public staying off the roads. He said cleanup and sanding continues in slick areas. Bunting also shared plans for upcoming bridge inspections and discussed right-of-way needs for a bridge on 700 East. He noted one snowplow was briefly damaged after sliding into a ditch, but the damage appears minor. Bunting also announced the county purchased a surplus of loader buckets from the city of Mount Carmel to replace one singular surplus loader bucket from the city of Mount Carmel, replacing aging equipment. Health Department Administrator Judy Wissel said that respiratory illnesses remain high, with vaccinations and after-hour clinics ongoing. She also announced an opening for a registered nurse and noted the Department of Human Services is affected by the current government shutdown. Treasurer Angela Brewster reminded residents the second installment of property taxes is due on Monday, the 9th. Payments received by the end of the business day or placed in the drop box before the next morning will avoid penalties. Brewster reported more than 80% of the tax levy has been collected. Sheriff Derek Morgan reported only 3 weather-related slide-offs during the winter storm, calling it an unusually low number, crediting motorists for staying home when possible. County Clerk Janet Will announced that primary election ballots have been finalized. Early voting and vote by mail will begin today. And commissioners have accepted a $3,600 dividend check from the Hope Trust presented by Snedeker Risk Management. It reflects strong performance of the county's employee health plan. Meanwhile, the board declined to move forward with a resolution regarding a federal school scholarship tax credit and unanimously approved a designation recognizing Discover Downstate Illinois Tourism as the county's certified tourism bureau for fiscal year 26. Commissioners finally approved routine budget adjustments for 2025, noting increased revenues and lower than expected expenses compared to previous years. More to come tonight. A look at your weather forecast is next, and then we'll talk sports. Stay tuned.
Are you living with chronic conditions or finding it hard to manage your health at home? If you're 18 or older, have a primary care provider through Wabash General Hospital, and live in Wabash, Edwards, White, or Lawrence County, our community paramedics can help. Get support in the comfort of your home, including follow-up care, home safety and medication education, vital sign checks, disease management support, and resource connections. Our certified paramedics will work with your doctor to provide non-emergent care to keep you healthy at home. Ask your WGH primary care provider for a referral to community paramedicine.
There's a lot of things that you can do to help and reduce your heating bills over the wintertime. Open the draperies in the house. Let the sun warm the interior of your home during the day. That helps reduce some of that heating load during the day. Consider installing programmable thermostats. You can drop the temperature down while you're not there, or in the evening times when you're asleep, make the house a little cooler, and then have those programmable thermostats bring the temperature up at the times you're actually in the home, not away.
Welcome back. Time to talk weather. A chillier day today, and we'll see some up and downs with the temperature over the next couple of days, but the bigger warm-up is coming up next week. Not anything showing up locally here on the scan of radar, except it was much cooler today than it was yesterday. 24, that's it for our high temperature day today under cloudy skies. 17 was our low this morning, still well below normal for this time of year. As we put the maps in motion, you will see a little bit of clearing start to develop overnight tonight. And look at how close this Clipper system comes to getting us here. But it's going to stay to our east. On Friday, we will see some clouds. The temperatures, again, kind of up and down throughout the course of the weekend. Saturday, we should see the sun, but it will be a little cooler after that Clipper pass to the east there. And then we'll start that more consistent warm-up as we move into Sunday. Overnight lows tonight under a mostly cloudy to partly cloudy sky will be in the low to mid-20s. Actually, a little warmer up to the north around Newton and Olney, cooler to the south in Mount Carmel, Albion, and Carmi. For highs tomorrow, it's going to be pretty nice. A mix of sun and clouds, maybe a little more clouds than sun. Highs will be near 40 degrees, maybe even the middle 40s down around Carmi and McLeansboro. On Saturday morning, though, it gets cooler once again. 17 to Newton, 20 in Albion, 21 in Carmi, 18 the forecast low as we wake up on Saturday morning in Mount Carmel. Cooler day on Saturday. The sun will be out in full force, though. That'll at least look nice. High temperatures Saturday will stay below freezing, though. Upper 20s to near 30 degrees. And then we finally get that warm up cranking on Sunday. Cloudy skies, 40. Monday up to 48 with more sun. Tuesday looks to be probably the best day we'll see in a while. Sunshine, 56 degrees next Tuesday. Chances for rain next Wednesday and Thursday, but the highs will be in the low 50s. Above normal starting next week for the first time in quite some time. We'll talk sports next. Stay with us.
Get your new Ford at Steve Faulkner Automotive. Lease a new 2025 Ford F-150 for $484 a month, or lease a 2025 Bronco for $493 per month on a 36-month lease. Find your new vehicle at SteveFaulknerAutomotive.com. Your best deals are at Steve Faulkner Automotive. Get a 2026 Pacifica with 1.9% financing, or lease a 2026 Wrangler for $397 a month. See store for details and go to SteveFaulknerAutomotive.com.
Teaching kids about money is an important step, and the Student Plus account from the First National Bank makes it simple. It's a free checking account designed for students who are learning to manage their own spending. with tools that help parents stay connected. With spending limits, real-time alerts, and instant transfers, students can build smart money habits while parents have peace of mind. Getting started is easy. Visit the nearest branch to open a Student Plus account and choose the features that fit your family best. The Student Plus account from the First National Bank. Parents choose the controls, students learn responsibility.
Member FDIC.
Welcome back. Time to talk sports. A record-setting night in girls high school basketball last night as Mount Carmel beat Carmi 51-30. In that game, the Lady Aces' Riley Hershey breaks the school assist record previously held by Tyra Buss. She now sits at a career assist record of 432. Meanwhile, Carmi's Addie Elliott reached the 1,000 career point mark in the game as well. We'll have a replay of that game tomorrow night at 7 right here. Elsewhere in girls action, Hamilton County beat Christopher 50-39. Junior college basketball last night, Wabash Valley split at John A. Logan, technically at Southeastern. That's where the game was played. The Lady Warriors beat Logan 79-66. The Warrior men fell to Logan 94-86. Meanwhile, back on Monday, the Olney Central women beat Shawnee 69-48. And last night, the OCC men beat Lakeland 80-76. Well, the countdown is on to Super Bowl 60. On Sunday, the Seattle Seahawks will take on the New England Patriots in Santa Clara. The Super Bowl is consistently the most watched television event in the U.S. every year. That's a lot of pressure for advertisers who spend millions on commercials. In this Consumer Watch report, Jen Sullivan sits down with one beer company's marketing department to learn about their craft in making the Super Bowl commercial.
When it comes to Super Bowl commercials,
why didn't they invite us? Well, we're salty.
The competition to win your attention may be just as fierce as the competition on the field.
When you talk about the Super Bowl, the pressure is always high.
Ricardo Marquez is the vice president of marketing for Michelob Ultra, one of the many beer brands that's owned by Anheuser-Busch. This year's ad is called the Ultra Instructor, featuring big names like Kurt Russell,
Strapped in,
and Lewis Pullman, who skis against NHL player and former Olympian TJ Oshie and gold medalist Chloe Kim for the ultimate prize, not having to pick up the bar tab.
Here we have the opportunity to connect with an audience of 100+ million consumers.
Last year, more than 127 million people on average in the U.S. tuned into the Super Bowl, according to Nielsen. It's consistently the most watched event on television every year. For marketing companies, it's a whole year of planning on the line that boils down to 30, or in this case 60, seconds on the clock.
This was a multi-month process.
And it comes with a multi-million-dollar price tag. NBC, which is carrying the big game this year, says some companies are paying upwards of $10 million for a 30-second spot. And while Michelob Ultra won't release what they paid, they did say it's a big financial investment, which is why their team spends an entire year working on it.
Humor, nostalgia, or inspiration, emotion always wins on the Super Bowl stage.
Marcus says while you want to create something memorable, the ultimate goal is promoting your product. They also measure success by how much buzz the commercial gets online, which is why many companies now release their ads ahead of the Super Bowl. And Monday morning, it's back to the drawing board to come up with next year's big idea. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Always fun to watch those Super Bowl ads. The game, of course, is on Sunday. That's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. I'm Kyle Peach from all of us at News Channel 15. Have a great night.
As a faculty member, Wabash Valley College was the best decision ever. I've always been excited to return back to Wabash Valley as an employee to inspire students the way I was inspired when I went to school here. And what I love is the sense of community that I have with my coworkers and being able to provide that to our students.
My name is Sarah Lembosque, and I'm from Mexico. I think that it was the best decision ever because I found the program really interesting and it was what I was looking for, academic-wise and sport-wise. I think here they try to always help you to grow in the academic part, but also as a person. And I always value that balance. And yeah, it's been great and I have learned so much here. I think it will help me for my future.